Chase Fincher. Chase, how are we doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm expecting to see some action on this track, which is perhaps better known for its MotoGP consistency than its automobile side. But what do you expect to see tonight from this group of drivers and this package of cars?
Well, if there's anything we've gotten out of this season so far, I'm going to see a lot of full sends. I have some testing on this track in the Radical, and the car is just it carries so much speed through a lot of these corners, and I know the M2 is going to struggle because there is no banking on this track. So the M2 is just going to wash out everywhere. So I think traffic management, along with a little bit of fuel strategy, is probably going to be a huge factor for the guys up front.
Yeah, I've already seen in the chat over the week the BMW drivers are, I think, struggling to make the car rotate and get around this track. This is the layout that ended, I believe, in 2006 or 7 before the current layout. So this is a little bit different than what it currently looks like from turn 2 through, I guess, turns 1 through 4. But this is going to be a challenge, I think, for those guys, and I think especially traffic might be interesting. How would you manage traffic tonight, maybe?
I guess it depends on where I am in the field. If I'm up front and fighting, I'm going to do everything I can to stay within the draft and fuel save. If I'm up front, I'm going to do everything I can to break that toe. Uh, we have clearly seen that the toe is very strong in this car.
Absolutely.
As much as a second back will just suck you all the way back up to the car in front. So you can't win on just pure pace. There is strategy at play here.
Absolutely. Yeah, the toe has been incredible, and even a great pass doesn't necessarily mean you're going to carry on and move through. It's really kept people together as long as they haven't had an incident. The front row might look familiar to you. It's Johan and Caden. Michael Odell, Justin Flagg on row 2, Christopher Rowe, Jack Lucas, row 3, CJ Barzak, Jason Wahlberg, row 4, John Daniels, Keegan Bahari, row 5, Ian Bakaitis, Jesse Coffey, and David Stark, rounding out the field here in the Radical field. In the BMWs, Kyle Ryan and Rick Bundren. Ryan Glover not far behind. Nick Moffitt, consistent as always in row 2. Row 3, James Zangy, Taylor Montague, Aaron Mitchell, Justin Shute, Cody Hyde, David Wortman, Christopher Hopper and Gerard Rupert, and Brian Sarton. 26 cars tonight will take the green flag as Caden motors down to turn 1. Able to set up nice and wide, get a nice take onto turn 2. You can see there where the rest of the circuit turns off. Johan already up in the toe.
Yeah, I think we're going to see those two stick together for quite a while.
Yeah, we've seen that they've been able to stay together, even with strategy, still be close. But I guess that wasn't necessarily true last week. Quite a run for Johan. Clean start for the BMW crew. It's always a good sign when you don't see a bunch of red after the start from incidents. So forming a nice line here.
And no safety car.
No safety car. I sadly missed the deployment of the safety car. I haven't seen one yet myself. So I'm just sad that we have the virtual safety car or the AI computer-driven safety car, and not the lockup there. Johan got a little deeper,
Yeah,
I think, than
yeah,
he
cold
expected.
tires.
Somebody just shot off. I think Jason Wahlberg is gathering it back in. Jason's been fast in this car, but I think it's just had a couple incidents just that have caused him to have to regain positions in races.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is just lap 1 cold tires, and that's a very fast kink. And I mean, you're not going to have optimal tire temps by the end of lap one, and gaining 10 mile an hour or so on a straight like that, trying to slow down, it's just a little difficult.
Right, right. Yeah, the change in the tire model has definitely brought, I think, a new dynamic, especially, you know, in potentially, you know, people involved in leagues that aren't top, you know, not e-commerce, esports, you know, competitors that are on Reddit reading every piece of data. Michael Odell has pushed into second, but Johan looks ready to challenge, and Justin Flagg is now into third.
Yeah, Flag is no slouch. He's fast in anything he drives. We did the 24 hours of Le Mans over this past weekend, and he and I we started switching split or flopping back and forth with stints the last half of the race because we had a meatball and we were trying to gain back time, and that guy can drive.
Yeah, no stranger to prototype driving. Had been out for a little bit with computer issues, but now is back.
And this
Johan
practice session before the race was his first time on this track.
All right. Well,
yeah,
sure.
So he's fast.
Yeah, not really an easy track to figure out on the fly. So we'll see how that plays out over the full race. If he has the strategy pieced together potentially the same way that everybody else does who might have had more time to see the fuel usage and how that's playing out. We'll take a look back at the BMW field because they've got a nice little train going as well. Rick Bundren running third with Nick Moffitt right behind.
Proud of the Wart boys up front, I will say.
They have been fast and consistent. Ryan Glover has been challenging Kyle Ryan.
Or as Jack Lucas would say, consistently mid.
Well, fortunately, in leagues, that is a strong way to produce points.
It is.
Cars that finish get points, and people that show up every week get points. Looks like Jesse had some sort of excursion.
Probably putting that team name to use. What Apex?
That Apex right there.
Can't park there, Jesse.
That's been a pretty consistent thing I think we've seen with the Radical, just that the rear end can just kind of come loose and not really, doesn't seem like it really completely loses control. Like you're going to spin out, you can catch it back in, but it does seem to quickly, I mean, I guess it's just not a lot of weight back there on that machine.
It does. It happens quick and sometimes with no rhyme or reason. It's not the easiest car to drive, but it is rewarding when you get it right.
Absolutely. It is a terrifying package. I see Caden trying to break the toe. This is not the Indy 500 snaking. This is Midwest Motorsports GT Series at Misano. Why don't we hop on board with Johan de Roy, and you can tell us what you're seeing here.
Well, what I know about Johan is he hates to follow. So he's going to do everything he can to get around and try to put a gap. But I think what we're going to see is Johan really pushing him, seeing what defensive line is he going to take here and here so he can set up a pass later in the race. It's a good way to get a feel for how your competitor races and what their tendencies are, so you can learn and adapt on the fly from track to track. There's going to be sections where Johan's faster. There's going to be sections where Caden's faster, and you have to use that to your advantage.
Right now, it looks like Johan is a couple tenths faster on his last lap. Differences in sectors not really showing too much, but they're pretty close together. They're getting into traffic now, so they've gone through a couple of the cars in the BMW field.
All it takes is one sector of getting through traffic better than your competitor, and it's off to the races. Because with these boys battling like this, if you can break away and they're still battling, you have free track and all the momentum. Elbow's already out. This is going to be another interesting race.
No free positions. If this layout is about 2.5 miles. So I believe this layout is about 1/10 of a mile shorter than the normal layout, but 2.5 miles, not a huge circuit compared to some of the other places that we run. So traffic might be pretty consistent here.
Cody Height's going to love this.
Oh. Be sure to find the reaction video to that later.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, terrifying to recognize you're being split by two of the lead cars. Oh no, is that CJ backward?
I think that's Cody, yeah.
This was second radical around in this turn.
Yeah.
It's about the same.
Having to cut that apex a lot tighter than he's used to, and probably got on power a little sooner.
Really nice control to keep it clear. Gathered it back in. Right back into Ian's toe. Ian just a little wide in the kitty litter. Cody. Cody, twice bitten, once shy.
Yeah, I bet the entire M2 field is going to be puckering every 4 to 5 laps when the radicals come through.
Yeah, I think that somewhat expected. I think with the difference in the equipment, not only the performance of the aerodynamic and the chassis and the engine, but also the tires on the BMW being street tires, not slicks. The performance of these cars is significantly different, and I think that really what we've seen that produce is a lot of chaos, especially in braking zones and corners where these cars require a lot different lines
Yes.
and braking markers, and I don't think everybody is quite as this isn't a very common package where you're running officials and seeing what it's like to do this.
Well,
so
it is funny in the streams. Everybody's like, "Y'all are running what?" Like, that just sounds like pure chaos for an entire season.
And it absolutely is.
I think it's made for. Say that?
Nobody's dead.
Yeah, yet. I think it's made for very, very interesting racing. But I think it also, you really have to want to race these cars to do it week in, week out.
Yeah. Yeah, intricacies
and also,
that.
it's because it's such a different car. And there's really no series and officials that run it, so you would be getting it only for the league, which I still think it's a great car. I bought it. I haven't raced this season at all, but I think it's absolutely great. It's a fun car to drive and really try to learn and tackle. But the racing it provides with the amount of draft it has, it really makes for interesting racing, because a lot of people who have less pace, they're staying with you.
Right.
We're seeing Johan slowly chip away that lead as well.
I think that's an interesting thing, where people are, who knows could be the Netflix effect of people just getting tired of F1 getting mainstream or whatever. But people are starting to, I think, sour a bit on, and it might just be hipsters who are online too much, but people are souring on, an F1 race being pretty procedural at this point,
Mm-hmm.
where the changes to their aerodynamic package was supposed to make the cars follow better and have more overtaking, but you're not really seeing that. You're seeing DRS trains and all sorts of stuff. But right here, where we seem to have a proven package, where
Yeah, well, the both car classes provide for really good racing, but in different ways.
right,
The M2, it doesn't necessarily draft well, but it requires a specific way to drive. And honestly, like with a GT car, you can drive 15% better and actually see a result on time. The M2, you can drive 15% better and not really gain a whole lot of time. It's very weird, and that just keeps the entire field close together, minus when the radicals come through and maybe cause some chaos. But the radical, it's not a very easy car to drive, but it drafts very well, so it again makes for good racing because it keeps people in the fight.
something just happened to. That was a very beautiful point and well articulated. While two of these radicals are. Oh no!
Oh,
1, 2, 3. John Daniels brought in Christopher Rowe, Keegan Bahari. Looked like just a 3-into-1 situation going on here. So we've got the turn coming up. Keegan looks like he tried to go through the inside. Thought it'd be tough for them. Luckily, these cars don't really seem to need too much in the way of repairs that I've seen.
yeah, he did tow pretty quick. I don't know if he got an immediate meatball or just wanted to get out of the way, but
Yeah, not. I don't know. Yeah, I think when you bounce off two cars, you start slamming the slamming the tow button. I know that I certainly do, especially somewhere like Bathurst, where you don't want to be the reason a safety car is deployed. But
you don't want to be going backwards down the cutting.
it sounds fun. Check in with Justin Flagg. Michael Odell is dropped back now, and Jack Lucas is running in fourth. Jack seems to be enjoying this car.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He got the. We were talking just before the race started, and I saw he got a 29.9, and he was like, "I got that dog in me."
Well, he'll be sure to put that in the next wrap. I'll be looking forward to that. Seems like there might be a new diss track coming.
I hope so, because that was so good. Someone's got to get dissed.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think to the point on the BMW, I think the reason it works well as an intermediate car, the performance, I think what you're seeing is that running a clean race will net you out a solid finish. So you still need to be driving fast, you still need to have your technique, but you have to focus on consistency, not making the big mistake, and being there at the end of the race. And I think some people want the performance because they want to see their lap times go up, but one of the best ways to shave time off of your race is to not wreck your car. It's a significant time savings to just complete the laps without any issue.
Man, if you're going to hit me with logic, I don't want to argue. Hopper was on our 24-hour team, and he's strictly driven the M2 since the season started. He hasn't touched a GT3 in 2 years. And so he started getting some testing done. He was like, "Hey man, can you look at my data and tell me where I can gain some time?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're driving it like an M2." It's like the car has aero you can actually push.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Oh,
Ooh,
there's definitely a
see,
lot of lifting in the M2. And you see that in the street package M2 as well. That's why you get that pop and bang tune.
I think we're going to see more than quite a few drive-throughs this race. I've seen a lot of off tracks. Johan, ever the opportunist. He sees a gap. He's going for it.
Trying to see if I can see a consistent trend here.
Oh my God. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. Who did they split? Who is that?
That I believe is Justin Shoup.
Jeez. Oh my God.
Yeah, Rick.
Or was that Rick? No,
the,
that was. I think that was Rick because Rick's in P3.
Oh, is Rick? I forget which of them is red and which of them is yellow. They have the same
Yeah.
running. That was Rick. You're right. That was Rick. And then Justin Shoup in the yellow, a couple positions behind.
Rick must have been doing some work because I haven't done any coaching or anything for almost 3 or 4 weeks now. I've just been life, but he was having some issues really jiving with the car, but it looks like he's figured it out because he's up front and they're not leaving him.
Yeah, I think from the GT4 onward, I think we really saw the consistency coming through, and with Rick and also Nick Moffat, I think we're two of the guys, at least to James and I, that were really standing out last season as GT4 drivers that were always within the top 5 at the end.
Yeah, I know Rick was putting a lot of effort into clean racing, so he was always striving for a 0x. Because he was talking about his pace. He wanted his pace up, but he wanted to be able to do it cleanly.
Right.
Which is, I mean, that's what you want. You want to be able to finish a race fast and have it done clean.
There we see Justin.
Yeah. Do they still have slow and old on their cars?
They absolutely do. Too old, too slow.
That's it. Yeah.
Woo.
Rick and I had a joke. I think it was yesterday or over the weekend about getting old, and I was like, "Yeah, my dad used to say that." He's like, "Hey, now."
Yeah, life changes pretty fast. I'm still tired because I stayed up to watch the end of that 18-inning baseball game last night, and when my alarm went off this morning, I was like, man.
What time did that get over?
About 1:30 Central.
Nice.
Started about 7 Central, so.
Yeah.
Endurance baseball is here to stay.
Yeah, I remember. Wasn't there one game where I think the pitch was? It was either a throw out. The dude was safe, but he called him out at first because it was like a 17 or 18 inning game, and the umpires just wanted to go home.
They interviewed Ohtani after the game, who's doing classic Ohtani baseball things. And they asked him like what he thought after winning the game, and he said he couldn't wait to go to sleep. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly right. We are on lap 14. Johan and Caden still within 2/10 of each other. They've traded the lead I don't know how many times.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a repeat of Interlagos. Caden's just going to hang on his back and fuel save. Or not. Hopper a little sideways there.
Little checkup from Hopper.
Probably thinks he's driving a GT3 still.
Maybe someday he will. Knowing Christopher Hopper, I don't doubt his abilities to follow his dreams.
It was so fun having him in the team. Just being there to lighten the mood when things were looking bleak, and we were pushing hard. He's keeping us motivated. So hats off to Chris. We all love him.
Yeah, lucky to have Chris. Lucky to have everybody here in the league. Got a nice consistent group. If you want to join, this season is winding down. After this, two more races remain in this season before next season. So we'll see what next season brings. A little wiggle there from Christopher Hopper showing off his rear end. But if you want to join, midwest-motorsports.com, hit the website, sign up, join the Discord, see if you can handle Gerard Rupert giving you the hip check. Good friends with Chris Hopper. They'll be okay.
Yes, he is.
But join in and race with these guys. This group has been together for a couple seasons now. Lots of trust in the driving group. Some good coaching here from people like Chase Fincher here on the commentary team. Great race control from race director Josh Watt, keeping things in line and in order. And two fast guys driving these radicals.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. No matter your rating or your skill level, there's someone here to challenge you from the very bottom to the very top. And
Absolutely.
we're all willing to help. Everyone wants everybody to have fun and get faster, but there is still that competitive nature. But at the end of the day, we do this for fun, and we do this. It's a good group of guys. Everybody gets along, and I think that's what makes this league very special. Because I know people in other leagues, and there's some pretty intense rivalries, and I wouldn't say hatred between some of the drivers, but they just really don't like each other. And here, that I have not seen that. I've been part of the league for a little over a year now, maybe about a year and a half, and I have not seen any animosity between two drivers.
Yeah, it's a good time. No toxicity. Leave the drama at the door. Or if you're going to have drama, make a diss rap that's funny, at least.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Again. Caden has Aaron Mitchell here. He's not even able to use him as a pick. Johan trying to get around.
This will go on.
Inside, outside, inside. Johan switched to the lead now.
Caden putting a fender in there just enough to get Johan offline.
Yeah, the chance to get on the inside there in that double apex. Woo.
Yeah, I think that's just showing that move to try and get Johan to make a mistake. or seeing if he'll defend. So later in the race, maybe he can make a move there. Both of these guys are smart. They're doing things for a reason.
They should know each other's tendencies fairly well, I think. The amount they've battled so far in these cars.
Yes.
The battle is, and the traffic has brought Justin Flagg back in. He was 3.5 seconds back when we came back to this battle. He's
in the pit.
Into the pit.
Yeah, I think he sees an opportunity to save a little time with traffic. Let's be honest, Flagg's probably just on a Sunday cruise right now.
He's just learning where his pit stall is.
Yeah, probably. Okay, and back in front.
After the, let's see, Rick is yet to stop. Ryan Glover, Rick Bundren, David Wortman, all the way back through. Got my monitors in the way. All the way back through 8th place, 7th place at least, yet to stop. The top 4 in the Radicals yet to stop.
Actually, very impressed with Rick right now. You know, Ryan's been on a heater all season long, and for Rick to be right there with him, that's impressive. You know, Rick finally got his podium last season. Let's see if he can get a P2 or P1.
Yeah, the real joke of calling your team too old, too slow is actually beating people that are younger than you.
That are younger than you.
Those of us in the oval side know what it's like to be bested by Norm.
Good old Norm. No, actually, I don't know this. Do both cars only pit once?
I believe the way that the fuel has been set up, we've only seen one cycle. I think in the GT3, GT4 season, it was interesting that the GT3s had 2 pit stops.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I think it was a 40% fuel load for the GT3s.
And we did see some madman overcut attempts from the likes of Brian Coxon and John Daniels. But that said, I mean, I think that strategy has still played a significant part. Ian just a little deep there, letting Jack through. But I think strategy has played a significant part. I mean, the overcut and undercut plays have, I think, been quite a factor in the Radical.
Yeah, as the fuel burns off in this car, the lap times just absolutely improve. So if you're able to, as Caden goes deep, if you're able to fuel save, and that was kind of my strategy coming into this race. If I were to have participated, I was just going to hug the back of whoever's in front of me. If they weren't holding me up pace wise, I was going to lift and coast behind them, and then do an overcut and take less fuel,
right?
And hopefully build up a 1.5 second gap through the pit cycle, and not have to worry about draft behind me for the rest of the race.
Yeah, we saw John Daniels, I think, took a pretty hefty overcut and saved a pretty significant amount of time on the fuel fill in the pit stop for the stop time. Works just the same as making that time up under race conditions.
Mm-hmm.
saw Rick get the wipers on. Classic, classic maneuver. When you try to bring the wheel back in and start turning the wipers on.
Just hit all your buttons.
Yeah. I think I appreciate that. That's one of the more realistic things of the simulator. Like when you actually wreck your real car and turn the wipers on. It's quite real.
Well, I would say the same about blinkers, but the BMWs don't have those.
That's right. Weight savings.
That's right.
Those the amber bulbs in there are heavier than the halogens, I think.
They just
Rick
took
is-
the turnstock out. They gotta save weight.
Yeah. Getting pulled over for their under fenders. I don't know, do the young guys these days still get pulled over all the time on their Gixxers? I don't know what they do.
Honestly, I have no idea.
The era of the 90s barfly with a fast illegal bike is
Yes, it's
long
probably
gone.
long gone. Yeah,
Yeah. Almost.
I couldn't tell you what the trend is nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, 15 years ago, I was selling Kawasaki and Honda motorcycles, and nobody could qualify for financing a $10,000 motorcycle. I can't imagine that it got any better than that now. And if you have 10 grand, DM me.
GoFundMe account.
Yeah,
Adam Sondag.
I need about $20.
I'm just trying to eat my next meal. Come on.
One of the perks they put forward when I joined my company at work was that it's close to great places to eat in Chicago. However, they are great trendy places to eat.
That was going to be my next question was how much is that?
Yeah, $30 lunch hamburger is wonderful, but not quite a working lunch.
Eesh, not very practical.
No, but I do have to walk past that place every day. And
I bet it smells good though.
So good. Oh, it's amazing, amazing. You should go to Oshaval. You just have to go to the bar next door and wait out your seat availability. But it is a good burger.
What is that, about an hour wait?
Roundabout, yeah.
I can only imagine in a big city like that. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of food places everywhere, but there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, the Instagram trends, I think, really, I think put a lot onto those types of spots.
Yes, influencers, they're great.
My friends have a bakery, and they're always trying to manage the influencers wanting to be treated like royalty.
That's right.
Paying customers. So
I shouldn't have to pay for this.
It's always very funny on the other side, seeing the DMs about like, you should give me $100 of free bakery goods. It's like, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're making an Instagram reel. I sell out every single day that I'm open.
Yeah, I don't need you. Was that so under? Oh, Rick passed Kyle into the pit cycle. So Rick is legitimately in P2.
Yeah, last pit, Kyle went in lap 14. Rick lap 18.
So that's probably, I would guess maybe 6 or 7 tenths of fuel per lap, or 6 tenths of a gallon. So yeah, I mean that's easily a second or two in pit. Here we go. Rick not going to fight too hard.
Service time for Kyle, 22.82. Service time for Rick, 22.42.
So not a significant amount of time.
I don't have the entire time on pit lane here in this view, however.
I did see Rick on pit entry get a little squirrely too.
So far, Johan Caden and Jason Wahlberg yet to stop. Jason had an early incident, so he's probably likely to try to get as far as he can before making that.
Yeah, he's been known to fuel save pretty well. I am surprised the two up front are still going as hard as they've been battling and pushing.
They have traded leader follower, however. I've asked them before if they if they had any strategy to try towing each other to get a gap on third position.
That was kind of the plan Johan and I had discussed when the season first started, because I was anticipating racing this season, and we knew how strong the draft was, and I was like, dude, do you just want to draft it out to the last 5 or 10 minutes and then battle it? He's like, I'm down. So
yeah, I mean, with the strength of the tow in the package, I think that the longer that you're side by side battling, the easier it is for people to draw back in.
absolutely. And that was my concern, because I knew the draft was strong. And even with the GT3s, the draft isn't as strong. But if you're battling and you allow someone to tuck back underneath that draft, okay, well, now it's no longer just a two-way battle. There's a third body in here, and things can definitely get interesting. But you have that safety net of ABS with the GT3, where with this you don't. So if someone is in third and they're sneaking up behind you and they get a little antsy, there may be an opportunity for them to lock up and knock one or both of y'all out of contention. So that was kind of my theory. Whoever I was partnered up with, I just push down the straight and vice versa, and try to build a gap. And then the last 5 or 10 minutes, really just have fun and go for it.
Yeah, part of managing the race, knowing where to be aggressive and where not.
Mm-hmm. Oh, who was that? Ian.
Still getting her turned right back around.
It's got to do a 720, that's all.
Does he
I
have
think no damage from that.
Yeah, rear wing still on.
Showing off to the crowd.
Yeah. Have a little fun with it. Back on his way. Yeah, just looked like he got on power on the curbing. The painted curb there.
Yeah, and if I think you can take the turn in second. Oh, wow. Caden caught back up really quick. I wonder if traffic had any play in that. But yeah, you can take that turn in second, but third is just a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Take another look at that. Cody's a part of it. He's loving this.
He might avoid it.
Yeah.
But looks like maybe just.
Well, I think with Cody, because Cody was leaving space, but I don't know if Caden was expecting him to turn in. because this is a move that Johan has made a few times this race already.
Showing early. See if you go right back here.
Maybe just a little bit on the curb and didn't slow down as fast as he expected.
See there where Caden takes the contact. So that'll separate those two. Now,
Yeah.
5-second gap after that incident.
Yeah, no, Caden won't be pleased with that. They were battling beautifully up to that point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was considering the position of Cody's car through the turn. It looked like he was kind of trying to get out into the middle a little bit more, maybe trying to set up the exit of the next turn.
Yeah, because you do have to, in order to get a better drive for the back stretch, you really kind of want to be on the left of the track, make a tight turn in, so you can get to full power sooner. It just allows a better drive out. But with Cody on the on the outside, not really knowing where he's going to turn in, where he's going, I think he wanted to hold as far inside as possible. But with the draft pulling in Johan, it's like a man like 2 feet to the left, nothing would have happened. But car contact was made. I don't like to say it is what it is. It is a racing incident from my viewpoint, but at the same time, it's unfortunate for Caden. He was running a really good race up to that point, and I'm not saying he can't draw that back in, because I guarantee you he's going to be doing everything he can to do so. But it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that's the yin and the yang of sports car racing, the give and the take. The gods will reward you and they will punish you severely. And the traffic is such a huge factor, especially when you're accounting for 3 people going through one turn.
And it's always that unknown of not knowing what that slower class car is going to do. Nick Moffat's had a really good season. He's very consistent.
Yes, and we've seen that, as I said before, in the GT4s as well. Rick still running in 3rd position. Right now, Nick is absolutely hassling David Wortman, who also has to contend with Justin Flagg.
Hey, David may not be a part of Team Wart, but he's still a Wart, man.
He is the original Midwest Motorsports Wart. I will defend that at least from as soon as when I started, he was still running and is now back in. So great to see David come back. And
yeah, wasn't he had a child, right?
Yeah.
Took
some time for
that'll do it.
Being a family man, and you can only be a family man so long until you have to become a simulator man and get back into the matrix. It's hard to stay away for too long. Maybe a little deep there for Jason Wahlberg, and now I think that Ian might be down a lap. So Ian is not gaining a position on Jason, but John Daniels has. However, by letting Ian through, Jason might be gaining the tow he needs to get back to John Daniels.
Yeah, he's there. I mean, well, he's under a second now. That's all it takes.
In the magnetic pull of Christopher Hopper. Slingshotting down the front stretch back into turn one. This is the closest battle in the Radical right now.
And like you said earlier, consistency is what nets great results. And he's had some unfortunate spins today. I think minus those spins, he could be potentially battling with Jack and Odell right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's definitely the speed, with the speed from Jason, we've definitely seen, I think, well,
Same
Jason,
corner.
Jason, you're not supposed to do that to us.
I'm not gonna take fault for that one. That one's not commentator curse.
Sorry. Before the race, Josh Watt was saying that the commentator curse happens more in the Oval League than here in the Road Series. So take that, availability heuristic. Sorry, Jason. But without incidents like that, Jason is battling for podiums, and the speed is there.
Yeah, he is a fast driver. There's no doubt about that.
Nick Moffitt still looking for a way around David Wortman.
Looks like they're the new Justin and Justin of the league. Always together.
Yeah, the Justins, I'm assuming they're still together all the time. Co-parenting their children, but these two do seem to come together a lot. And, that's, I think, what you spoke to about the league of the races throughout. I mean, the battles in, especially, like Ian back there, gathering it back in, throughout the AM division, I think that's really a level, it's sort of at the level where you're just getting into it to getting intermediate skills, that it's hard to find good racing.
Yeah.
Where you're not being wrecked. And that's really something I think we see from first back to 20th in the AM division. You can have a race with people where you're excited about the racing that you did together and not frustrated that you wasted 2 hours and whatever amount of practice that you put into it.
And I think that's why everybody loved the GT4, because it's a fun car to drive.
Right.
It's not very difficult, but it allowed for such great racing. I miss them. They've updated the cars and they don't feel the same as they used to. But those seasons were just an absolute riot, and I don't think I heard one person say anything bad about those seasons. It was just great car choices.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and even as an all GT4 Pro and Am division, the competition was nice. There was, it's difficult when the equipment doesn't allow to, get separation as quickly, but the racing was still great. We saw a lot of great stuff, and we saw people in the AM division take podiums and, get around people that were a lot faster. I think that, it was interesting to see the growth there.
Hopper got a P3 at Spa in the wet.
He absolutely did.
That was incredible. I think going up a Rouge, him splitting the two cars at the top. There's just two cars parked at the top of the hill, and he's like, "Uh-oh, I'm just gonna go straight."
Yeah, that was a wild race. The rain season, I thought, provided very exciting and interesting racing.
I actually enjoyed that season. It was challenging. The rain races brought a completely different aspect because I think there was only one. I can't remember if all of the races were set to realistic or if a couple of the races had the timeline already set. So
A
you
few
could,
were guaranteed rain,
yeah,
but otherwise they were real. Oh, John Daniels is gonna
saved it.
make a nice save.
Good job. Uh, yeah, like so you could look at the forecast for the race and predict your tire strategy. Well, there were others where it was you didn't know it was going to happen. So I think it was Montreal. I started on wets because I thought that it was going to rain for the first 30 minutes of the race. And by the time the race started, I didn't compensate for the distance or the time gap between the end of qualifying and the race start.
Right.
And Odell did a masterclass play and started on dries and then changed to wets near the end of the race when it was about to start raining. And yeah, he just a genius play on his end.
I mean, it wasn't without some excursions. I mean, he
Yeah.
definitely had to fight to drive in the wet on the slicks. Went around a couple times, but by the time those tires came in, the difference in lap time was significant.
Oh God, yeah, because I stayed on the same set of wets the entire race, and by the time it started raining near the end, I had no grip. I tried to catch Cox, and I couldn't get out of that last tight hairpin.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get out of that quick enough. The car wouldn't grip.
Johan now has an 8-second gap over Caden after the contact.
Yeah, and that's that difference in toe. If you can break that 1.5, 2 second toe and get a 3 or 4 second lead, if you can get traffic to play in your favor, then at that point it just becomes hey, crank out fast, consistent laps and don't really have to worry about defending or fighting, which I'm not going to say that's not fun. The battle is part of the fun of league racing. But to know the last 10 minutes of the race, all you have to do is keep it clean. That's that's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, it's definitely not great to give Johan the ability to go out and put laps down. Although in the time we've been looking, now Caden has picked up and is now within about 6.5 seconds. So he's picking some time up, but unless something hinders Johan, probably not enough to close that gap in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah,
But he's
that's that.
taken
That's
2 seconds off in the time that we've been looking.
and that could be that ebb and flow of traffic as well. Because I
Might have
know,
had a toe off of Cody there as well.
yeah, there's a lot of factors at play with the timing. You can get caught up between uh, one one through six in these cars and lose 2 seconds if the car behind you has a clean track. So it's one of those things where Caden can run into traffic here shortly, and then Johan gains that time back. So I think a 2 to 3 second discrepancy is what we're going to see the remainder of this time. But I don't think it's going to, unless Johan just really gets bad traffic. I don't think it's going to get below 2 seconds.
Yeah, Johan may also have been managing. He had a 133.8 last lap. Caden a 131.0. Justin Flagg 131.3. Michael Odell also a 131. So Johan might be managing here just to make sure he gets through if he
Yeah,
tried to
just
go shorter on his fill and save a little bit of time.
We know Johan has run out of fuel before, so
We've seen it. Jack Lucas and Michael Odell still battling. Michael's been trying to find a way around.
Jack's probably got his cat meowing at him because he's hungry. Jim Dandy. Shout out to Jim Dandy. There were several times during the 24 I'd just be driving out here. Meow.
I would take the cat over my 55-pound pit bull that likes to try to climb in my lap when I'm in my sim rig.
Or get underneath your feet.
She just likes to get him. She just needs to be in my lap. It makes it impossible to turn and steer, do anything.
The great thing about big dogs is they are still lap dogs.
They absolutely are. A little checkout from David there as they have this nice Jesse Coffee sandwich between Kyle, Rick, and David and Nick. But now we have a 4-pack here.
It's going to be exciting last 2 minutes.
Ryan has cleared out to a 6-second lead.
Oh, Moffitt spun. I don't know if there was contact, but he was going for the inside. Oh, yeah. Just enough. Just a little love tap.
Yeah, tried to get the move done.
Well, at least he didn't drop a position. I would hate that for him because he was doing very well.
Yeah, there's a couple minutes to go. There's a couple minutes to go in sports car racing. It's time.
It's time.
It's time, especially if your car's clean. It doesn't have to be. Nothing to save it for but the next race. Rick looking up the inside of Kyle.
Yeah, Rick getting feisty. He wants that P2. He's tired. He's tired of P3. Oh no. Does Moffitt have a drive-through? I see he got black flagged.
We'll see if it's confirmed by race control. Race control is typing, so I assume yes. Moffitt does indeed have a drive-through. Confirms race control. So that's unfortunate. The last lap drive-through is nobody's friend.
No, it's not. Especially here. This is a very long pit lane. Johan just in cruise control now. Just got to bring it home.
Yeah, the field is spread out pretty well at this point. Poor Nick is across the line in the pits. But the battle here is between Kyle, Rick, and David. Three guys that have been around the league for a while. Johan has taken the checkered flag. Finishes 8 seconds up on Caden.
I think he'll be pleased with that one.
Yeah. Unfortunate to not finish the battle that they were working on, but that's what happens in an hour of racing. Rick's still looking for a way through.
Wortman fell back a little bit. I wonder if he had a little incident.
Don't see anything in. Only a couple corners left to try to get it done. Either way,
Yeah,
Rick has a podium here.
Gotta respect Rowe behind them for letting them battle it out.
Yeah.
Good run from them. That was good.
Yeah, great fight. Good battle. Strategy played a factor in there, and the pit cycles. Justin Shoup going to come through for 5th, I believe. It's a good run for Justin. Nick Moffitt did cross the line in the pits. I believe that will be the race. Run through the results here. You want to run down the results and I'll go and find our winners?
Well, after an exciting battle for at least 3/4 of the race, Johan was able to build up and maintain a pretty healthy lead till the end. Johan P1, Caden and Justin finish out the podium. Jack and Michael had a pretty intense battle for, I feel like, a pretty good time of the race. We didn't get to see a lot of that battle, but the relative always showed they were near each other. Christopher Rowe, John Daniels, Jason Wahlberg, CJ Barzak, Jesse Coffey, Ian Bacaitis round out the pro field. And then we have Team Wart, 1 and 2 for AM Division. Ryan Glover with the P1, Kyle bringing home P2. Rick gave him a lot of trouble the entire race, so congrats to Rick. Wortman was always there, and then Moffitt up until he had his black flag. So the top 4 were always running relatively close to one another. Then we have Shoup, Mitchell, Cody Height, Brian Sarton, James Zangi, Gerard Rupert, Christopher Hopper, the one and only, and Taylor Montag. I got that right this time, Montag. No, Montague. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Taylor. You told me how to say your name once, and I can't remember.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't get shared the pronunciation doc. So
Yeah. But yeah, that rounds out the field. I believe, did David start the race?
Yes.
Okay. I know Keegan had that incident and he got out. But I didn't see what happened to David.
Just a sec here while I bring Ryan up. But we do have Johan. Johan, you got us?
Yep.
Johan, that was quite a battle from start to finish with Caden. You guys were trading positions, going back and forth the entire race. What happened there toward the end?
It's been a really intense battle with me and Caden. Almost door banging heavy corners. And yeah, at turn 8, he didn't quite let me a lot of space on the outside. And with that move, he exited in front of me. And yeah, at turn 9, I have completely locked up. Have many mistakes, hit his rear, and virtually he go to the grass. Not much more to say about this incident to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, just some racing there toward the end of a sports car race. Chase.
Man,
Maybe.
up to that point, it was if a door's open, one of y'all is going to go for it. So it was an absolute joy to watch your strategy coming into this race. What did you have in mind?
Um, Pretty much basic strategy. For me, what I mean by that is I didn't really eco fuel on this race. Um, yeah, I've blah, 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 how to say it. Um, I've just like did my stint. Uh, Iron Man. Sorry, tired.
Uh,
What I mean is just when I was low fuel, I've just when I run out of fuel, I just pit, and yeah, after it, I was good for the rest of the race. So yeah, not much of strategy today, to be honest.
yeah, I know you've got that exam brain going on. You know, you've been to school all day.
Yeah.
So were you more looking for an opportunity to be ahead and use traffic as a pit to build that gap to break the toe?
Yeah, yeah, I've tried it, but like a bit like not last season, but the other before with Shea McNeely on at batters. I was in front, and he came out in front of me, and it was the same scenario with Caden today. I really need to upgrade that for my side. I don't know why, how, but I feel like I take a longer pit stop, maybe because as you said, I'm not eco fueling. That might be the issue, but yeah.
Yeah, y'all were definitely because we talked about it. I was like, yeah, they're definitely not fuel saving. I was actually still surprised y'all were on track as long as you were.
Mhm,
But yeah, once you got because the gap would get up to 1.5 to 2 seconds, and you would hit traffic, and it would allow
mhm,
Caden to catch back up to the toe. But yeah, once the incident happened and the gap was there, it was pretty much just a keep it clean and bring it home.
mhm. And yeah, the traffic you said it was really hard on this track, to be honest. Like really hard to predict. A lot of fast corners, a lot of like double right, double left corners. And was really tricky to find our way for the radical. So
Yeah,
yeah.
two totally different types of cars, and the corner speed is way different because it's a flat track, so there's no really camber for the M2s to get any traction, so
Mhm,
they're even slower than they normally are.
yeah. Yeah, I think it was hard for both class, to be honest. But I think for my part, I've been doing some brown code to a lot of M2s. But yeah,
Well, you have been always consistent. You're always fast, no matter what you're in, and no matter what track we're at. So it's a pleasure to have you in the league, and I I truly do miss racing against you, man.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was about to say, man. You too. And this time, I've missed this time. But thank you, mate.
Johan, thanks for checking in. We will see you next week.
Yep. See ya, guys. Thank you again.
Yep. See ya.
All right, Ryan, do you have us?
Yes, sir.
Ryan, congrats on the win. You were on the front row again, battling through the race. How did you find your way through to the front of the field?
Oh, just good qualifying position again. Excuse me, I've had really good pace with this league and consistency. So I just like I've said before, I've picked one car away at a time, and uh, I did a bit of fuel saving there at the beginning. A strategy from Kyle Ryan. Thank you very much. And did bit of fuel saving at the beginning, and when he went into the pits, I had Rick, I believe, behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't worry about him too much, and just ran my line. And then when I came down to 2 laps to go for pit or for fuel, I pitted, and I had that big lead, and never looked back.
Yeah, we
Well,
saw.
you're doing Wart proud, and I do have a question. After spending a lot of time in the LMP2, how difficult was it to come back to the M2?
Um, it this car is very difficult. If you miss a braking point by millimeter, you're spinning, or the front of the car locks up. So yeah, it's very difficult. And being so used to an LMP2 car with all the downforce, this car is dog crap. It's not fun. It's not fun to drive.
Well, congrats, another win, another really impressive performance tonight. You've you've had pace ever since you joined. What I knew that was going to happen, anyways. But yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the season play out and where we stand on the championship points at the end. But so what was the Wart chat like during the race?
Quiet.
Really?
Usually me and Kyle are pretty quiet because we're so focused. Um, Guys in the back were a little here and there on the words, but
On the
um,
words.
I heard Cody got punted a couple times. Brian had a couple off tracks, and I hope they can come up to the front one of these races. It'd be fun to race with them. Obviously, Cody is hit or miss with him. Unfortunately, I always like racing against him. But racing against Kyle and Rick and those guys is a lot of fun too. They definitely gave me the challenge. So
Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, it's been fast, consistent. We've I think expected you to be at the front battling. You and Kyle have, really been, I think, as far as this car goes, really sort of been at the top. Cody had a front row seat to the two race leaders having an incident, so he's got plenty of stuff to react to. I think that once you start doing reaction videos, they sort of come to you. Maybe that's something for him to consider in his strategy. But I assume that more familiarity next week with Silverstone as the track.
yeah, like even that track for me, I haven't really done it a whole lot. Like for me in my iRacing career, it's been league races and endurance races with Wart. So besides that, I haven't really done officials. So Silverstone is another new circuit that I will just make sure I get the practice in for and have at it. And like I said, I know I have the pace of people, so as long as I can keep myself consistent, I know I can finish in the top 5.
That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll see what happens next week as we leave beautiful Italy and head to the middle of England. Quite a downgrade, but hopefully we'll have a nice time and we will see you all there. Thanks for joining MidwestMotorsports.com. If you'd like to race with us, go to Midwest-Motorsports.com. Sign up today, tonight, tomorrow. Get in, join the league, race with Ryan Glover. See if you can beat Johan de Roy. Join us and try it. Talk to you all later.
Thanks again there, guys.
We might still be live.
Just a little Easter egg for James.